Hey, you! This is a clutch, you monster! You hanging out with the wrong 7-Eleven, you motherfuckers! This is the Yancey Street Gang's hangout. You better get down the street to the fucking Mr. M. That's where you belong. You in the wrong gang, motherfucker. My homies here will fuck you up. Wrong comic store. This is our comic books. This is our pinball machine. This is our place. Get the frick out, we shank you motherfuckers. And now, here is the owner of the 7-Eleven, Gratu Orloff.
Well, hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We were filming a television show. We were broadcasting earlier today, and I saw the top of my screen. I saw that Silver Age Dave was doing a live broadcast, so I went and watched that broadcast. Now we're back for episode 317. So let's see. You're in the 7-Eleven of Doom here, hanging out with these vicious gang members. But they don't mind me because I own the establishment and I never kick them out. So they have adopted me as their leader. Much as we've adopted Joe Biden as the wonderful president and leader that he is. I really enjoyed my last fill up at the gas station. It was wonderful to be paying high prices again, and I salute him for that. Well, last Tuesday, Gratu's broadcast included a performance of the Superman theme from Golden Records, and I got a little letter from YouTube that was not a copyright strike, but that song is protected. And not a copyright strike, but if any Gratu Orloff fans want to see that episode and they live in Cuba, North Korea, Syria, or Iran, that broadcast will not show up on their YouTube account. So I get that occasionally. A lot of times when I play a reggae song, now why? They have hard enough lives in Cuba, Iran, North Korea, and Syria. They're still picking up their intestines from the last bombs that our fearless leader Joey B dropped on them, and then we won't let them even watch a Gratu Orloff broadcast. Just they, it may have been the greatest thing in their lives to hear the Superman theme on the Gratu Orloff show, and they'll never get to experience that in Iran, Syria, Cuba, or North Korea. Those are such nice countries. I don't know why why pick on them. Oh God, I just coughed up bile. Oh God. Oh God. You ever cough up stomach acid? Oh my God. It never happened on the Dean Martin show. Okay. Let's get back looking at the comics we were looking at earlier. We were looking at Weird War. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I need to rebag this. It's Weird Western Tales, number 25. Boy, did I love Jonah Hex. Never saw the movie. I heard it was so abysmal, I didn't even waste my time with it. Here's 28. Michael Fleischer, the writer, was a really warped guy. And this is not all my weird Western tales. It's just, like I said, I've got everything in different boxes, and this is just the start of, well, it's not the start, it's a continuation of the process of me reorganizing Bronze Age and higher comics. And I figured no one wants to see Bronze Age comics. No one wants to see modern comics. People only want to see the old Silver and Golden Age comics. Why would anyone want to? Because I figure this is like new stuff. And then I realized, nah, the comics you think are new are 40 years old, Gratu. And there's a lot of people that do want to see. In fact, this is the stuff that they want to see. It's like I was saying, I don't want to show that new stuff. I want to show the old stuff. And so I wind up with 197 subscribers. And I think if I just like go against my gut and show the newer stuff, then maybe I'll get, more subscribers. Because that's, I think, what people really want to see. But I don't know. I never... This is wonderful. Weird Wonder Tales. It lurks behind the wall. Yes, indeed. Number 4. Oh yes, DC did a pretty great job adapting Edgar Rice Burroughs stories in the early 70s. Then Marvel got them right around Star Wars time. 1977. I call that Star Wars time. How about that? How about that one? How about that? How about that? If you've never read Edgar Rice Burroughs' stories, either his Tarzan stories or his John Carter, David Ennis, and any of his great heroes, you need to buy those books and read them. Or I think YouTube, you can just go to YouTube and just listen to someone read them to you. I think a lot of the early ones are actually in public domain now. So, a lot of them are well over 100 years old now. Yeah, Edgar Rice Burroughs' Weird Worlds. I used to read Princess of Mars every year with my students, who were inner city students that, and then they'd go out to the thrift stores and find the paperback. Some of them would, not many, but I was exposing them to things that they would never read. And really improved their vocabulary. Here's boy, I think it was the Papa John's pizza for lunch that is starting to come up. This wasn't cut properly at the top. See a little bit of white at the top. Shocking. Why, it's Welcome Back, Cotter. Amazing, huh? Those sensational, rib-tickling sweat hogs are at it again. Man, no one shows... Is that show available anywhere now? Is it on some... Seems like it's been a long time since this show's been... This has really great artwork, and it's by... Who's it by? I'm thinking it's by... Don't get me lying. No, it isn't by who I thought it was. Never mind. But you could get a secret agent pin for $1.20. Or you could learn how to customize vans. I like how they draw John Travolta. You see that with the overbite? See the teeth there? They really make him look stupid there. Oh yeah, they had this stupid thing. I remember this. I think it was free. Is it free? Yeah, toll free. I called it a few times. They had a DC hotline, direct currents. You'd call and they'd tell you the latest information about. Here are writers, artists, and editors with a new report starting Monday. Yeah, I remember that. You gotta remember, that's before the internet, and there was no way to get news about upcoming comics unless you. Well, DC had a fan magazine called something or other. And then Marvel had Foam. But there was no. Yeah, I mean, you had Comics Journal. I mean, but you really couldn't find out about what's going to happen in the comics world too far in advance for the. In those old days, you know, something new was coming out, you'd have to find out about it in the house ads in the comic. And that's the old days. Why, it's a Cotter family reunion. Why did I buy all these damn things? Because they're wonderful. And here's a few of my Werewolf by Nights, but the others I remember organizing. I'll figure it out. Anyway, here's Werewolf by Night number 3. That was one of my favorite comics until I discovered look at that Plug art. Plug was an apprentice of Will Eisner, and you can really see it in the artwork if you really are aware. I mean, you can really see the Will Eisner in that. Yes, Plug. Oh, yes. There's 29. So, you can tell me down below what you think of the new lighting setup. And forgive this shitty shirt. It's the only shirt I had clean. It's, what is it? It's something math teachers gave out to their students. Something about International Pie Day. Pie. And I thought they were real cute. Fucking assholes. Number 42, Werewolf by Night. Look how weird Iron Man gets when he shows up in a horror comic. Very strange. And here's Iron Man again at number 43. Looking a little more normal. Oh yeah, all my what ifs are in another box. It says, what if Captain America was revived today? I think we found out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? What if Captain America was revived today with all these shitty looking 1990s characters in the background? And then they had I've got all the early what ifs, they're just in another. Well, this was, what the, they tried to bring back not Brand X, but Not Brand X is too confusing a title and requires that you are aware of a 1960s television commercial. So this was their attempt to bring it back in atomic magnifying glass. What year? 88. About 20 years after Not Brand X left the stands, they tried to, but without Marie Severin's art, wasn't quite the same. They do a Punisher parody. I mean, I guess it's not bad, but it's just, It's not Silver Age. And then they got, I guess, parodies of this stuff. Oh, they even did a parody of the Charles Atlas ad. And they got Porky Pig in this ad. You know, that was a... No, they drew Big Boy into this. Remember that karate ad? This is You Be Wasted. I guess it's not bad. It's just... Yeah, it's not bad. It's just... I like Maurice Severin's art. Yeah, what the... That was about the time that I was not buying as many comic books. And see, it looks like I've got 2 copies of What the number 2. And this is like my favorite issue of Not Brand Echh. Had Superman and the Fantastic Four. It looks like this is a callback to that issue. I guess this isn't that bad. Here they do a parody of Wolverine, but you can tell it's done just with the way the title is, like the EC comic book of the early 50s. It does have Maurice Severin art. No? It's John Severin art, but their styles are so similar. Brother and sister, I guess you know that. Yeah, I mean, looking at this art, I thought it was Maurice Severin. How is it their styles are so similar? And yet not really derivative of each other. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess this isn't that bad. This one's got a bunch of color breaks. Color breaks. But I've got 2 copies of it. The other one must be in better shape. I don't think these are worth like anything, so I could probably easily... Yeah, the other one's in perfect condition. I probably should sell that one, but it's not worth anything, so what would be the point? I need to be pulling my duplicates, because I've got to make some money. Here's some, and selling them. The Insect That Made a Man Out of Peter. I'm just looking desperately for Maurice Severin art. Oh, look at this. 153 piece street game. Maybe this is better than I remember. Holy shit, they've got like a... How did they get away with that with a comics code? They got this guy's head exploding. Right there. Look at that. How did they do that? Okay. I'm changing my mind. I guess this is pretty good. Yeah. I gotta admit. I gotta go back and get the issues I'm missing. I can't imagine you guys are entertained me showing you stuff that's probably in quarter bins in your local comic store. I don't know what's worth what. Here's number 6. They must have a Man-Thing parody in it. It's the Man-Thing. It's the Man-Thing. Yeah, the Punisher's got to connect the dots. This is John Byrne and Terry Austin. See, I think it's good when the actual original artist parody their own work. Sometimes, because they got Jack Kirby to parody his own artwork in Not Brand Eck in the 60s. And then they get someone like Marie Severin to ink it. And then the results, I thought, were just wonderful. Here's number 7. Here's number 8. See, Forbish Man. That character there was out of Not Brand Eck. So, see, they got the Son of Satan. Yeah, they used the names from Not Brand Eck. He was Charlie America. See, in the 60s, they had commercials where, let me show you how good this brand of water is compared to Brand X. We won't even mention their name. We'll just call them Brand X, kind of like algebra, you know. X, the unknown. This is the other brand, Brand X, and this is good and plenty water, good and whatever the fuck, purified water. So they'd say, now look, this water tastes better than Brand X. Brand X has this many cockroach legs in it per bottle, and this brand is perfectly clean. And that's how that... So Marvel started referring to their competitor, DC. My arm keeps falling asleep. I'm probably almost dead, to be quite honest. My arm is falling asleep on me while I'm asleep. I think I'm probably like this close to kicking the bucket. Marvel called their competitor, instead of Brand X, they call him Brand Ech. Which, if you're a regular reader of Mad Magazine, you knew that Ech is the sound effect of someone vomiting. So, DC became Brand Ech, and was referred to as such by Stan Lee, or whoever wrote that damn column. So, when Marvel put out a parody of their own comics, they called it Not Brand Ech. We are not the competitor. We are the good brand, the House of Ideas. We are not Brand Ech. But then later they started doing parodies of DC and Gold Key and and Harvey and... did they do Harvey? They did Archie. I don't know if they ever did a parody of Harvey. I don't think they did. Didn't last long enough to think of that. So, they called it Not Brand Ech. But by the 1990s or 80s, when they were putting out this What The comic, that would be too hard to explain. And it just took me a long time to explain it to you. So they call it What The, and everyone knows that from the comics. What the fuck? What the hell? You know that that's the word that they censored out. Yeah, so anyway. I can't blame them for doing that, I guess. But this is a character called Wolverina. See, it's kind of a neat idea. They have a She-Hulk parody. This is interesting because it looks kind of like the real artwork. I think it's funnier when you keep the style close to what it really looked like and what you're making fun of. You know, but if you get too silly with the art, like the way they're drawing She-Hulk there, it's just getting a little too silly, then the humor's not as funny to me. Because parody to me is funnier when you make it look, at first glance, you think it's the real original comic, and then you read it and you go, what the hell, this is nuts. That's how I've always looked at parody, and why I thought the early National Lampoon was so great, because that's how they did it. The parody was so close and dead on. And even when they made their first, well, really their own, in my opinion, their only movie, Animal House, it looked like 1962. The hairstyles, the music, everything was perfect. Most movies that are set in previous time periods, they don't get that right. You know, you watch the TV show Happy Days, and they just, you know, Chachi comes out going, whoa, 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 and he's got 1970s hair, and it's like, well, why does he not have 50s hair? Because he won't look good in the fan magazines, because he's a teen idol, and it just, come on. Oh, well, people don't. Here's a reprint of the first Groot story. Where monsters dwell. Behold, I am Groot the Invincible. Who dares to defy me? I defy you, Groot. I shall destroy you before midnight. I imagine this is worth something. And I imagine the original from the 50s or early 60s is probably worth an astronomical amount. It's Grooto, the creature from nowhere. What was the strange secret of Grooto? My namesake Gratu is in one of, came from these Marvel comics. Strike, Clag. Too long have Earthmen waged war on their own kind. Today, it's misspelled. It's a great cover, but he says, too long have Earthmen waged war on their own kind. It should be Earthmen. They misspelled it. And, this is a very famous person, Dwayne Harris. This is from the Dwayne Harris Pedigree Collection. So that means that this is worth much, much, much more than the average issue of War Monsters 1220. Dwayne Harris, yes. Dwayne Harris is more famous than Edgar Church, I'll have you know. The audience thought that was a hilarious joke. Here's Where Monsters Dwell, number 25. I gotta let my laughter higher. Alright, now it's like a real sitcom. None can defy me. I am supreme. I am ruler of all mankind. Here's number 27. This one I bought off the comic book rack. I remember it like it was yesterday. It's Grog. Let mankind beware. Grog is here. Number 28. He walks, he kills, he's Droom, the living lizard. And nothing can stop him. Help, save us, he's alive, he's coming, it's Droom. Here's Pacific Comics' Wild Animals. It's a modern day funny animal comic. Like, hadn't been done in generations. It's Scott Shaw, I remember him. Wild Animals, that's issue number 1. Wild Animals. Wild Animals. Oh, here's Wildcats. It's issue 0. Wildcats. This was a 90s comic, if you couldn't tell from the interior. Yeah, they turned this into a Saturday morning cartoon, I'll have you know. And I was showing you my Cadillacs and Dinosaurs box the other day. I'd forgotten they'd turned Cadillacs and Dinosaurs into a Saturday morning cartoon. Someone's got a bunch of episodes of it up on YouTube. And someone's got this Wildcats show up too. I don't remember it being very good, but everyone was, X-Men was doing so well on Saturday morning. Everyone wanted to have like the next X-Men, so they bought up Wildcats. I thought it would be it. I'm sure these are like worthless because there were millions printed and everybody saved them, expecting them to be hot collectibles. I just got, looks like a few random issues. I was trying to stick my toe into the modern comic world there then, and wasn't sure what to think. And here's one of those foil kind of, wow. It's another one of these fancy 90s comics. I've got 2 copies of this. I hope this is worth like thousands of dollars because I have 2 copies of it. Gotta look that up later. Wildcats Trilogy #2. I'm sure it's like quarter bin stuff. Something source book. And then we got Wild Things. See, this is why I separate these comics from my Silver Age comics. I don't want something like this right next to something good. Like here, I made a mistake and I have Wild Wild West in this box when it should be over here with my real comics. Oh, it's midnight, the witching hour, number 31. It's midnight, the witching hour. I remember buying this on the rack just like it was yesterday. Why is there a bag in here without anything? Oh, I love this. These Pirates of the Caribbean model kits. The only one I ever owned was not one of these. Well, it's a 4-page thing. That's the one I owned. They were very difficult to make work. They worked with little rubber bands. They actually moved. Yeah. Love these horror comics. I need backing boards and bags so bad, but I can't justify buying really anything right now other than necessities. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still kind of traumatized that I almost froze, seriously almost froze to death about a little more than 2 weeks ago. I mean, it was real bad. I mean, I had 3 coats, a couple of sweaters on, multiple blankets on top of me. I would go upstairs and try to put blankets on the cats because they kind of live upstairs, and I would pet Pete, the kind of red-haired cat, and he felt so cold. I mean, it's just, we were freezing to death, and we didn't even have it that bad. It only got down to about 40, 41 to 42 degrees in the house, and then people have told me it got down in the 20s in their house. You know, it's one thing to go out and outside for a few minutes in weather like that, but for that weather to intrude into your home for almost 24 hours, and then when that comes back, then your water's no good, or you don't have water, and then when it was restored, don't drink it, don't do anything with the water, but at least you can flush a toilet. There's a lot of Satanists and witchcraft in these old comics. Blame that on the hippies. They were so excited by all that stuff. Some of them were. There were the atheist hippies, and then there were the sunshine hippies that got all into Jesus and got up on hilltops and sang about coke, and then there were the dark hippies that turned into kind of witches and later ran for president against Donald Trump. Walking around smelling like sulfur. They say that Hillary Clinton literally smells like sulfur. They say she smells really bad if you get close to her. But yeah, it's confirmed in her emails that she sacrifices chickens to Moloch, or at least jokes about sacrificing chickens to Moloch, and that's a weird thing to joke about. But because most people don't even know who Moloch is. And so if you know who Moloch is, you're either a biblical scholar, you read a lot of comic books, and there was a supervillain called Moloch in, what was that, Kingdom Come, Alex Ross, and I think also in Watchmen, or you're really into that stuff. And of course the guy, person that wrote Watchmen is one of those warlock type people, Alan Moore. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's midnight, the witching hour. Do you know where your children are? I got a lot more than these. This is just the ones that went up here. Here's number 75. I guess I'll finish this box. I question whether this ring light is healthy to have on for too long, because I figure it's like bright sunlight on these comic books. I don't want it fading shit. I don't know how long it takes before a comic starts to fade under intense fluorescent light. I don't know. 79. Oof. Here is Wolverine number 1. I think this is worth something. It's perfect condition. It's my childhood. Would that be childhood? What fucking year did this come out? My college hood. Probably college hood. I guess children don't go to college. I'm pretty sure this shit came out either when I was in high school or college. What year is it? This is before they put years on the front. Number 3. It's a 4-issue series, isn't it? I don't have number 4. Here is damn, they should have done more of this. It's a reprint. It's got like all the Golden Age Wonder Woman shit in it, which is wonderful. They'd probably never print this now, though. The stereotypes. You know that when the Shazam movie came out, DC was going to reprint the Monster Society of Evil, which is the most famous Captain Marvel storyline from the original Captain Marvel, the Fawcett Captain Marvel, and then they decided we can't reprint this because of stereotypes that were in it, because it was done in the 40s. Here's Wonder Woman 203 towards the tail end of her Emma Peel kind of days, where she didn't have her original costume. Now let's see, that was 203, so 204 she gets her costume back. And I've got a couple of copies of this, so I could sell one of them. Yeah. Here's 205. This one is kind of a famous cover. She's strapped to a bomb. It's a little suggestive. 206. They later made an action figure out of this character there on the right. I'm pretty sure. Was it her name Nubia or something? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here's 207. Ooh. 208 looks just like a Silver Age cover. Isn't that amazing? Who's the artist, man? Come on. Without a doubt, that's a Silver Age artist. That looks right out of another era, and not like 1973, which is when, approximately when I think this came out. Yeah. $2.11. Can you see right there next to the 211? Can you see a little thing, a G, written in? It's written in pencil. Lone Star Comics used to write the condition in pencil, very light, so that. Can you imagine? Here's another copy of 211 that I must not have gotten at Lone Star Comics, because there's no condition written on the comic. I mean, I don't think they wouldn't do that. If it was in mint, they wouldn't write that on there. I think they were smarter than that even back then. 212. Very dramatic. Please, Wonder Woman, you must come back. The Justice League needs you. No, Superman, I can't. Like a silent, it's like Gloria Swanson, like a silent movie actress. I can't. Oh. The silent movie days, people weren't used to, they were used to acting on the stage, and they had to emote to people in the very back row, and then when cameras got right up in their face, they're still acting like all dramatic for an audience that's a football field away from them, and when they later realized I can be more subtle with my acting. Anyway. It wasn't that they were bad actors, is they were used to acting in a different way for a different audience. For a while, Wonder Woman, you could tell it wasn't selling, so they'd have a different hero showing you, hey, Wonder Woman's cool, I'm the Flash, you like me, you'll probably like this comic. And they did that for a while. Every issue, they'd have a hero on the side pointing, hey, buy this comic, it's okay for guys to buy this comic. Here's 214. One of these giants. Yeah, see? Green Lantern saying, hey guys, it's okay for you to buy this. I know it looks like a girl's comic, but you can buy it. You won't be a sissy. Here's that same thing again. Hey, you know me. I'm Black Canary. I'm cool, so you probably will like Wonder Woman too. See, I got multiple copies of this because I loved Wonder Woman. Multiple. See, I got 3 copies of it. The audience thinks that's funny. Here's number 217. Oh, and here they got Green Arrow telling you, have I freaked out, or is Wonder Woman really in the suit this time? Don't worry, guys. You can buy this comic. It won't turn you into a girl. Here, got 2 copies of that. Oh, I remember buying this one at the Lone Star Drive-In in San Antonio, Texas. This time we have 2 new sensational stories of the amazing Amazon, as told by the Red Tornado and me, the Phantom Stranger. Imagine if the Statue of Liberty could really do that. That would be so cool. Imagine if right in the middle of Joe Biden's inauguration, the Statue of Liberty just threw its torch right. That would be wild. I could write 1 million episodes. Let's see. Why? Here, the Elongated Man is telling you, guys, if you like me, you'll like this comic. Okay. So then the TV show came on the air in 1975, so they tried to make the comic like the TV show and have it set in the 1940s during World War II. And that was a good time period. Because really that's where Wonder Woman belongs, in my opinion. So they even made Steve Trevor look more like he did in the TV show instead of the blonde-haired guy that he traditionally was. Ooh, well, yes. This is Ernie Chua, or Ernie Chan. But his covers right about that era of 1975-76 were very distinctive and incredible. And it's like he was just this guy that came along. I loved him, and but he signed his name Ernie, and then his last name was Chua. I guess he was. Well, that wouldn't be a Filipino name. That would be a. I don't know what that name is. Because usually Filipino artists have Spanish-sounding names. This is 236. I need to look up Ernie Chan, and see where he's came from, and whether he's still alive and still producing artwork. Because I loved his stuff. This is 245. Here's a Mars Attacks looking guy. Well, I have 2 copies of that. Let's look inside this. A bunch of Amazons fighting a giant squid or octopus or something. Yeah, it was a cool comic. Yeah, that's completely inspired by Mars Attacks. 247. I wish I would had some way of telling time up here. It's like a time vortex. I'm gonna have to put a clock in here. Here's 260. $270. This is 271. It's got the Huntress in it. The audience likes the Huntress. Yeah. Here's 274. $275. Yesterday, what's her face that plays Wonder Woman? Put up on Facebook I guess it was for the 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. I want to call her Gal Gadot because it looks like Bardot, but apparently it's pronounced Gadot. I had lots of problems with that Wonder Woman 1984 movie, but they cut together an opening credits sequence using the Wonder Woman theme song from the 70s and cut with the same way with the animation mixed with the actors and but all with footage from Wonder Woman 1984. And when you do it that way, it really made Wonder Woman 1984 look good. I mean, it looked great with the Wonder Woman theme playing and those little isolated clips. Look for that Wonder Woman 1984 thing. See, when these damn things showed up on the covers, they just ruined the covers. And they really ought to be on the back, or now they put them real thin. But nobody uses them because people buy these in comic book stores, and comic book stores do not use those. And here's issue 1. Great artwork and everything, but I don't like it when they start the numbering over. And this is like one of the first times they did that. There's nudity. That's when Hercules subjugated the Amazons. That's where they wear the bracelets, because it represents their bondage to Hercules and his men in Greek mythology. This is great and everything. It just don't start the numbering over. And now they do it every couple of years. They have different volumes, and I just hate it. But at least Marvel has little legacy numbers, so you can figure out. This is Spider-Man 32, but it's really issue 1562, So you can really, I don't know. I guess it was during this run that they made Cheetah into what she was in the movie. And maybe that's why they call it Wonder Woman 84, because that's about the time of this comic, 87. So maybe they were wanting to replicate this time period in Wonder Woman's history. But I prefer Cheetah being a woman in a suit than like a werewolf creature. This has got a fold-out cover. And it's called number 10. It's called number 10. Yes, it's the Gratu Orloff Masterpiece Theater. Our first oh, this actually is a masterpiece. This is a great cover. I would say that is a masterpiece. $30. I think we're getting dangerously into the 90s. Where are we? Probably. Ooh, that's a great cover. 39. What is this shit? Somebody wrote on this with a grease pencil. It's number 49. But somebody wrote 4 on it for some reason. Double-sized 50th issue. That's pretty cool looking. Guest starring Deathstroke. He's a big fan favorite. That's a great illustration. $66. Wonder if that Deathstroke issue is some big sought-after thing. He was originally called the Terminator in Teen Titans, and they had to change his name. Oh, this is good. She's like a waitress at an In-N-Out or something, or Taco Bell. 76. This had some great artwork. This is one of the few comics I guess I kept buying, even through the bad times. Because if you have this artwork this good, you know, look at that. Great artwork. 80. This gets to be hard on the... Hell, this is the only exercise I get is holding up comic books. I gotta get out and exercise more. Is it dark outside? No, it's not dark outside yet. It's the only way I can tell time. But I think spring is almost here, and I think it doesn't get dark until about 7. This is an unpleasant cover. Jesus Christ. Well, 82, 83. Got a bag and board all these. Artists like to, you know what they like to do. 87. Say no more, say no more. You know what these artists like to do. Oh, I hate it when Superman had the mullet. Oh, that was the worst, man. Looks like some hick from Grand Prairie. Stay away from my pickup truck, you motherfucker. Cool. Damn, this is a great comic. I gotta pick up the issues that I'm missing. That was 92, and then I got 95. God damn it. 96 has a Joker cover. Uh-oh, she's turning into a Joker person. $104. What time period are we in now? Let's see here. John Byrne, writer and artist. Oh, that's a bad song. 104. John Byrne as artist. Good. Writer and artist? Sometimes people need to stick to what they're good at. When John Byrne did Fantastic Four, it was great, and then all of a sudden Johnny Storm has this incredibly weird Mo Howard haircut, and then oh, this was the ultimate, and Johnny Storm starts dating the Thing's girlfriend, and which is something that Human Torch would never do. He would never have gone out with Alicia Masters, and he put that in there. John Byrne, you know, that's just not. I don't like that. And I don't like the artwork as much as I did the previous artist. It's just like a little too deformed looking. John Byrne's best period was the X-Men days. I'm not knocking him. He was just suggested to be a friend of mine on Facebook. Like yesterday, they said, "Friends, you might want to befriend John Byrne." And I put, okay, add friend. And then he's going to probably see this and hear me insulting his writing. He's like, what an asshole. This was the dollar comic era. It's a great cover. 1978. Okay, these are, once, what I do is I put all the annuals after the run of the comics. So these are different annuals. What the hell is that? Why is her head so big? I'm sure there's a reason. Wait. What is going on? Is it that? Is she supposed to look? What the fuck is going on in this comic book? Oh, they're like some kind of weird elf creatures or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'll have to read this again and see what the hell's going on. Yeah, her head is supposed to be gigantically huge or something. She's become some kind of elf. 1996. I don't remember, you know, that's too many damn years ago for me to remember why she turned into an elf. Yeah, this is the art style that I like. Much better than John Byrne, although the super curly hair, I don't know. Oh, this was great, though, when Trina Robbins, who was a Wonder Woman expert, took over, well, did a mini-series that lasted 4 parts. I loved it, because she got that Golden Age style. It's called The Legend of Wonder Woman. Trina Robbins, and I don't know, she wrote it too. Yeah, I love this stuff. Yeah, she got it, man. She did it in this old style, which I may be one of the only people out there that loved it, but I loved it. Back when comics cost 75 cents. I guess that was a long time ago. I have 2 copies of that one. And this one's number 4. Wonder Woman, Our World at War. That's cool. Oh, I need to put this in the other box. This is a 15-center Woody Woodpecker. That's actually one of my oldest comics. This is a childhood copy. So I'll put the Wild Wild West to be put into the other boxes. World's Best Comics, 99 cents. Yeah, you know, they did this, and Marvel's putting out comics for 99 cents that reprint old comics. And why can't they reprint shit and sell it for $1, man? Comics are too expensive. Well, that's easy for me to say when I am very poor. Hopefully this will be a temporary condition. We're still actively looking on the market for houses that are cheaper, bigger, in better places. That is the ultimate goal. And again, some of you offer suggestions down in the comments below about great parts of the United States, possibly like really near where you live, and that's perfectly cool because I already have a friend there. So let me know. Cool places to go. I've heard Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, Florida. I've heard Alabama. We've got some friends that just moved there. But you know, yeah. If we had lower property tax, if I had no monthly mortgage, if I had an extra many thousands in the bank because I sold this house for more than I paid for the new house, then we'd be doing great and I could be buying all kinds of old comics. Right now I'm on a temporary freeze on purchase of new or old comics. This I need to pull out of this bag. This bag's getting old. I just might as well do it now. This bag is too fucking old. Boy, Captain Strangelove pulled a bag off a comic this morning. I was watching this show. I've never seen a bag so, that's the worst bag I've ever seen. The comic inside was fine, but see how grody that is? His was, you couldn't even see through it. It was so bad. Yep. This is cool stuff, man. Yeah, it was some alternate reality, other Earth, where Superman and Batman both had sons that looked just like them, and they both wore Batman and Superman outfits, and they were the sons of Superman and Batman, which I remember confusing me when I was a little kid, you know, when I'd see these world's finest comics with the sons of Superman and Batman, and I thought, what the fuck? But it was just an alternate. Yeah, this is one I bought as a kid off the rack. This is my childhood copy. That one I could say was a childhood copy. And I bought this one as a kid too. That's $2.36. Here's a $1 comic. Gotta get rid of this bag too. Yeah, my brother gave me such hell when I bought these $1 comics. He said, comics are $1. He was so mad that these comics had gone up to $1. Because when he bought them, they were 12 and 15 cents. And, yeah, this is grody to the max. All these comics used to be bagged. And then at one point I took them out of the bag so they look like this. And then I just never put them back in. This is World's Finest 247. Superman has become a fascist. Yeah. Hate when that happens. 246, 247. Oh my gosh. We're at 1 hour and 4 minutes. Here's 250. Here's 253. Look at the face on Batman. Oh shit! What is he saying? No, if my face is seen, somebody dies. Yeah, you, motherfucker. Here's 259. Oh, I remember liking this. Yeah, I love the art in this. Steve Rude. Yeah, I really like this stuff. And then I have a poster of this image. Damn, what is it? And then you ever see this? World's Worst Comics. Yeah. Ooh, look, they have the little guy from that Sabrina. Let me look in this. Sabrina's Chilling Tales of Sorcery. That little character's from the masthead of that. It's just like text and talking about, like the shitty Frankenstein comic. Oh, there it is. Your comics. I've shown you this before here on this show. Your comics code at work. And they're showing that the comics code says, in no case shall evil be presented alluringly, nor so as to injure the sensibilities of the reader. And General Standards Part A, number 7, scenes of excessive violence shall be prohibited. Scenes of brutal torture, physical agony, gory, and gruesome crime shall be eliminated. Yeah. And they showed the ad for the monster torture kits from Aurora. Where they're saying, oh, we need to get a new victim. Vampirella, go get us a girl victim for our surgery. And no problem, doctor. And I don't think Warren was really thrilled that Vampirella was portrayed as a bad person in that ad. Alright, well, that's from Kitchen Sink. So, technically, I'm going to pull that and put it in the Underground Comics section. Here's Worlds Unknown #1. I knew I had it. And I have my other Worlds Unknown in another box. See, so I don't have, and I have Wrath of the Spectre #1, and I know I have the other ones in another box. So, until I get everything together, I'm never going to have a true perspective of what I actually own. There's an Atlas comic, Wolf the Barbarian #2. #3, and #4. I don't think any Atlas comic got past issue 4, unfortunately. And here is an old 10-cent comic, Charlton, that should be in the other box. It's a Wyatt Earp. And it's Wyatt Earp number something. At one time, someone had a sticker over the 10 cents that probably said 15 cents at one time. Oh, look at this. You could get this jukebox bank. Oh, I would love to have that. $1.98 full color miniature jukebox that really plays. Takes pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. It's probably just some wind-up tune. Damn. Yeah. Yep. Look, it's the Charlton Comics Monster Contest. And they got this little caveman, looks like Alfred E. Newman. There's the shit you could win. Not shit, it's wonderful stuff. Charlton Comics gives you more, it says so at the top. This is not in very good condition, but you're probably wondering what issue it is. Volume 1, number 39. Okay, Wyatt Earp. Didn't know I owned that. How about that? Okay, and Topps put out the Xena comic. I was really into Xena, the TV show. Really into it. I loved that show, at least for the first season or two. Yeah. I think it had scripts by Roy Thomas, and it felt like a Marvel Barbarian comic. And with the produced by Sam Raimi, it just and I like the Hercules show too. It was just a fun way. They were always on Saturday night, and they were fun. I don't know. Does this have any value? X Factor. It was probably at 15 million, 108. I don't know. Here's X-Men 97. My childhood copy. X-Men 99. This is all my childhood copies, I had a friend when I lived in Tacoma, Washington, he said, these new X-Men comics are great. And I said, oh, yeah, sure. If I had listened to him then, in 1975, 76, but I didn't listen until we moved to Arlington, also known as Grotuville. And so then I started buying these, and then I realized, boy, my old friend Roland Perry, who I cannot find anywhere, I think he gave me his address when I left Tacoma and moved to Texas, and I could never find it, and even if I could, I doubt I would have sat down as a 6th grader and written a letter to someone. But wherever he is, he warned me I should be buying these X-Men comics. If I'd gotten them a little bit earlier, and there's a bunch missing here because they're in the other box. That's 114, 115. I mean, I've got the whole, yeah, they're all in different, what's 116? I've got the whole run from that point on, 97 on. Well, I mean, I stopped in the 90s when they got real bad, but there's 118, and they're all in perfect condition. 119. Battlestar Galactica. Oh, brother. Here's a pinball cover. Yeah, Captain Strangelove was telling me about this great guy on YouTube. Time Travel Comics, I think is what he's called. And he does these themes like Statue of Liberty in comic books, or pinball in comic books. And I haven't watched it yet, but he has an episode up where he shows how pinball has appeared in different comic books over the years. And he's, I think he's the guy that Captain Strangelove went out to that comics convention with. He's just, so that's Captain Strangelove has a list of cool people to subscribe to on his channel. He's like the #1 guy. So subscribe to his channel. Okay, so this is when Star Trek came out as a frame of reference. I think that was 79. Yeah. Yep. This is that Hellfire Club stuff. I was telling my wife that, the Hellfire Club appeared in comic books, because she's like studying about, the real Hellfire Club, and it's like, when she starts her channel, it's gonna blow all of these weird conspiracy, supernatural YouTube channels out of the water, because she knows so much about everything. She just voraciously consumes all these books and sources of information. 136. I was at Cosmic Comics, and in their quarter or 50-cent bin, they had an X-Men, one of the early, I think it was in the 90s issues. It was accidentally in the 50-cent bin, and I showed the owner. I said, hey, I don't think you want this in there. And he says, oh, thank you so much. He was so happy that I discovered it, because I could have been an asshole and said, hey, it was in the 50-cent bin. You need to sell it to me for 50 cents, bud. But I could have been that asshole. But I said, hey, go put this somewhere else, man. I don't know how it wound up in that bin. But it was pretty early in the run of the new X-Men. Welcome to the X-Men, Kitty Pryde. Yeah. I love this stuff. Oh, here's the Days of Future Past storyline. So these are all bought at Lone Star Comics. Did I buy any of these at a newsstand? I know some people care. Like, see, this was bought at a newsstand. See? I think most of these I was buying them right at the comic store. Okay, I'm almost at the end of the box. I can't take this anymore. 145. When I get tired, I start showing the comics like this. That's a good one, huh? How about this one? I need to slow down. I realize that. I haven't mastered the art of showing comics on here yet. You gotta leave them there long enough that people can see them. I just figure everyone has these for some reason. But 149. That's a newsstand one. $150 must be in another box because there's no reason why I wouldn't have $150. Ouch. That's damn, the light is so bright. 160. 161. 162. 168. That's a pretty good cover. Wait, these are out of order. 168, then 163. 163 was out of order. That's when they were trying to copy Alien. I didn't like that. When it's that obvious what they're doing, it's, come on, be a little more creative. Okay, 169. I think they could have done the coloring of this cover better. You really have to look at that to tell what's going on. There's a hand with a sword, but 170. $172. 20th anniversary issue. 20th anniversary issue. So it started, what, in 63 or 64? This is 80. This is that old? 80, this is 83? So it started in 63. Oh, I thought we were already up into the 90s. Okay. So this is just me as a senior in high school. Yeah, because, like Hubert. And then 177. What does that say there? Warning, surgeons have generally determined that Assistant Editors Month is dangerous to your health. Oh, when it was Assistant Editors Month, they had little pranks all over the comic. I think I remember that. 178. 179. 180. Like Hubert made a lot of appearances on the back cover. 181. Now it's Frogger. 183. And 184. And I have a lot of others in another box. Well, I think that it is time as darkness falls on Gratuville to make my exit. So that's what I'm going to do. Be singing.